Welcome back to the Peaks Church Video Ministry Q&A with Tim and Pastor Aaron Langston. We've received several viewer-submitted questions from silly to serious that are thought-provoking and fun. So we encourage folks to tune in, but more importantly, we want folks to see that the Peaks Church is built on biblical principles. Not good. Biblical truths. So if you have questions, please follow the information that's below this video where you can submit a question. Aaron, what's our question this week?
So this can fall into one of those kind of not silly, but not as serious questions. And it's, what about dinosaurs in the Bible? So if you will turn over to the last chapter of Genesis, it says, oh, by the way, God created dinosaurs on the last day. And that's not in there. Right. So the word dinosaur is obviously not in the Bible. So full admission, we're going to speculate a little bit. We're going to take a little bit of knowledge that the Bible gives us about this, because obviously God didn't think it was crucial to our salvation to include dinosaurs in there. But there is a thing that's called cultural memory. You know, we talked earlier about different flood narratives from different cultures. And every culture seems to have a major flood narrative, but one thing they found out is only the ark really floats and works. But you get into these things where, even though it doesn't talk about dinosaurs in the Bible, there are a few things that are mentioned in the Bible that says that maybe there's a cultural memory in the Jewish memory in the Old Testament of something greater than what we see here, a little bit of megafauna around. Like when you get you see in Genesis and the creation narrative, it says all the great sea creatures, but that doesn't really scream dinosaur or one of the big sea monsters you see. So we have to go way past there. And the oldest book that was written in the Bible is Job. A lot of people don't think about that. We all think when you say what's the oldest book in the Bible, we think Genesis. Well, no, Genesis is the oldest narrative in the Bible, but it was actually given to Moses. So Job is the oldest written record in the Bible of the tale of Job, whose patience was being tried. Mm-hmm. And God says to him, you know, when Job's like questioning God, he says, you know, hey, what do you know about these two creatures named Behemoth and Leviathan? Well, a lot of commentators say, well, Behemoth, he's talking about a hippopotamus, and Leviathan, he's talking about a crocodile. But when you go to read about these, it does kind of sound that way, and it very, very well may be. But when you really look at it, it says that Behemoth's tail was like a cedar tree. So a hippopotamus tail, about this big, about that long. Not exactly what you would call a cedar tree. Mm-hmm. And he's something so big that he could swallow up the whole river if he wanted to. So there's a creature there that they're talking about that's I think is larger and greater than a hippopotamus. And he talks about Leviathan is this reptilian creature. And let's face it, I mean, if you've ever watched Crocodile Dundee, you know that men have been capturing and killing crocodiles and alligators for a long time. I mean, we've all watched The Crocodile Hunter, right? And he talks about this animal that is just unbelievably powerful, that if you ever tangled with him, it's sheer death. You know, it's something that could never be hooked and drawn out of the water. But yet it's, you know, there's a huge reptilian creature there that obviously, you know, when God's talking about it, he's referencing something that if Job doesn't know about it specifically, that Job's culture would know about it. And obviously we hear in the book of Revelation, they talk about a dragon, and they're a dragon in other cultures, other ancient cultures. And specifically when you get over into Isaiah, prophet Isaiah in the Old Testament, he does talk about Leviathan, and he describes him, the prophet Isaiah, who they say is the epitome of Jewish literature, that he's the prince of the prophets. And he describes Leviathan as a dragon. So do we have a record of men and dinosaurs walking around together? Do I know if there were dinosaurs on the ark? No, because the Bible doesn't say it. If there were dinosaurs on the ark, then the Bible says that one of every kind was brought. It doesn't say that one of every creature was brought. So if there was a lizard on there, then it could be representative of all reptiles, I guess.
Okay.
Just like there may have been a wolf, but there weren't 40 different breeds of dog there.
Right. And you had told me about a video series on YouTube about the Genesis, what was it called?
Yes, is Genesis history. So that it's a very good, well-produced movie. You can find the movie on YouTube. The whole movie's there.
And we'll put a link in the comments.
And these are people who are very smart. They are scientists. They're PhDs. They have doctorates in their field, and they're Christians. And they see the world in the same way that I do in a lot of ways. I'm a young earth creationist, and your mileage may vary on the age of the earth in young earth creation. But basically, to me, it says that God spoke the world into creation,
right,
and that the things that we see in this world are a result of things that we see happen in the Bible. But these guys have some great research and some great study. They do have the movie, is Genesis History, but they also have a channel where they have smaller films, like 10, 15 minutes. And you may find some good answers there. They do talk in the Is Genesis History about dinosaur bones and things of that nature. But they still don't answer,
right,
did Adam ride around on a brontosaurus?
Right. So it's kind of good to remember questions like this would be useful if you wanted to come to the Peaks Church and join a small group, because in a setting where folks can talk about fun stuff or serious stuff, it can lead to more questions where you can read the Bible and get more information, or go to your own assumptions for all of the dinosaurs.
Yeah. So if you want to check those out, I believe it's in Job chapter 40, around there. You'll see Behemoth and Leviathan. I think it's 40 and 41. And then in Isaiah, it'd be chapters 27 and 51. So you can check those out and put two and two together and make your own assumptions, because really that's what I've just made here is an assumption.
Right.
And it's safe to, in some things, I just want to point out, it's safe to make assumptions, because ultimately, whether there were dinosaurs in the Bible, it doesn't affect our salvation.
Right. And I have a friend that we were talking about new believers and different people in the Bible, and sometimes, you got the side cast, not that dinosaurs are in the Bible, and there's side cast, but your focus in the Bible, there's a lot to focus on, but focusing on Jesus and salvation and all that goes along with that is something to keep up here, maybe dinosaurs down here.
Yeah.
All right, that was a viewer submitted question, and we appreciate you sending that question in. Below the video, you can find in the comments the YouTube series that Aaron spoke about, as well as information about the schedule for the Peaks Church, where we're at, what time. We encourage you to take a look, because we will be changing our venue probably in the month of January, so stay tuned for that information. Thank you.